6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players in helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, you filthy freaks.
From Bubba's Bad News to headlines or lopsided trivia contests, we appreciate all the support.
You want me to make you some sandwiches?
No, I don't want you to make any sandwiches. I'm trying to read a liner here. The Talk Sports family wanted to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You sure you don't want me to make you some sandwiches?
What's it with you and making all these sandwiches?
Guys, stop fighting. It's Christmas. You know, peace on earth, goodwill towards men and women. Let's just wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season and a 2026 filled with blessings. From our family to your family, Merry Christmas.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Men all around Knoxville are celebrating the difference Men's Pro has made in their life. I'm Evan Bass, founder of the clinic. If you're struggling with ED, we want you to be able to celebrate as well. As men, we hate going to the doctor, but Men's Pro was designed to take care of men like you better. These things can get worse if untreated, but you're not alone. The medical support team at Men's Pro has your back. Today's the day to feel alive again. ED, performance issues, enhancement. We've effectively helped men jumpstart their performance comprehensively, and with proven medication
State Farm agent
dialed
can go over
in.
all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, Cal, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Agent Mark Newby is there. Contact Mark for a quote today.
Save over $200 when you book weekly stays with Vrbo. This winter, if you need to work, why not work from a chalet? If you haven't seen your college besties since, well, college, you need a week to fully catch up in a snowy cabin. And if you have to stay in a remote place with your in-laws, you should save over $200 a week. That's the least we can do. So, you might as well start digging out the lawn johns, because saving over $200 on a week-long snowcation rental is in the cards. Book now at Vrbo.com.
24/7, 365. It's showtime. This is Fox Sports Radio. You're out, you're about, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with you. If you missed the show, you can podcast it. If you want to see the show, let's go to Peacock, and we stream it live every weekday. Watch past episodes, too. The Dan Patrick Show, available anywhere you are, any way you want it.
Chillins of all ages, Tony Basilio on your Tuesday. Fired up, focused, and prepared. Pretty pumped to be with you. Pretty excited.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
As expected, the Browns have moved on from Coach Kevin Stefanski after 6 seasons.
Kevin Stefanski. Twist here. Not this one, that one. I gotta pay attention. Laura's got me on my toes in here. So this is John Adams' camera, and then I need mine on. So I'll put that one on John. And then I'll take my camera here. See, this radio, those of you listening on the radio, this doesn't apply to you. And be glad, because you don't want to see me today. But here we are. It is wild. It's wild. Here we are. It's Portal Day Tuesday. We had Josh Heupel apparitions yesterday in Martin, Tennessee. We were having apparitions of Josh Heupel, and was it real? Was it a cutout? Did he really go down there and visit with some high school kids? And were we having apparitions and cutouts and the whole thing? And John, was it real? Do you think it was real yesterday?
It's kind of hard to tell what's real in today's world, isn't
Exactly
it, Tony?
right, man.
I'm not even sure you're for real.
Do you? I wonder if I'm for real half the time. Do you like how these teams are just kind of making it up as they go along? You and I were just talking a second ago about one of the things that broke this morning about the Minchie kid, the quarterback who's from the Nashville area, who was at Notre Dame and looked like an okay player, whatever. But he was going to go to Nebraska. They found their replacement for Dylan Raiola. Their fan base is all fired up, focused, and prepared. He basically commits there early on. Hey, everybody's happy. Everybody's thrilled. Everybody's pumping. John, where's he going now?
He's going where the money is. Apparently the money was in Kentucky. Kentucky's spending a little money. I don't know how good the quality of transfers it's getting commitments from are, but it's at least being aggressive and active in the portal, and that's a necessity now.
So, we're at a spot here where we're looking at what Tennessee's doing at quarterback in the portal, and let's just get to it because it's what people want to talk about, and it's what we'll get into. So yesterday, we had eyes on the Simpson compound.
There's a law against trespassing.
Well, we weren't per se.
You had a drone over the compound or something?
We had a neighbor watching it for us.
Oh my gosh, that's really.
You've never done that. You've never staked out of the place. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Back in my.
Just checking.
Earlier in my career,
Just
I
checking.
teed up.
Just checking. So, we had neighbors of the Simpsons watching to see
spying on their neighbors.
To see if a car was going to show up, and Heupel never made it to their house yesterday. But our recruiting guru, and I bring Matt Dixon and Brian in here. Matt, do you believe that the Vols and Ty Simpson are a real thing? Matt Dixon, yes or no?
Yeah, there's been a couple of national media people kind of hint at that. So, yeah, it makes a little bit of sense from both. You can connect the dots and see that Alabama's got a couple of 5-stars that they might want to move on to.
Yep.
Tennessee's got a quarterback need. You've got an in-state guy that you kind of finished second for that was, I guess when Pruitt was here, was actually kind of committed to you. So there's some dots there. So, yeah, I think it's very real. Whether or not he was in Martin and with an armada of planes with John Gruden is kind of up for debate. But
he was there yesterday. We've confirmed that. And what's interesting is he visited with 3 different kids at where Ty Simpson's brother goes to school. And what's interesting is a couple of them put stuff out on Instagram. Or online rather. I don't think Graham Simpson, but he also visited with him. He visited with all 3 of those kids. And Graham is the younger brother. He's supposed to be a hotshot quarterback. Who the heck knows? In an upcoming class. My thought is that Josh Heupel went there and planted his flag. My thought is as well that at some point he had to have met with that Jason Simpson, the father. He had to have. Look, here's the deal. Here's the reason why I believe Tennessee and him are active. And if you want to play along. But first of all, Simpson's a very good fit for Josh Heupel's offense. That's the first reason why I think this thing could be real. The second thing that I think would be real, and I'm going to ask John Adams this, who does a couple different podcasts a week and keeps his ear to the ground like we do. Who are they involved with, John, out of the transfer portal at quarterback right now? You better think long
about that.
Think long and hard about that now. Yeah. What names? Hey, Matt, you follow along. What names are you hearing that they're?
Well, I actually don't follow along, but I don't know what they're doing. They keep everything so kind of in-house that a lot of the news doesn't get out, which leads to speculation, which turns negative. But I mean, I don't know. A lot of quarterbacks are signing with schools.
They're not involved with anybody.
Well, here's the thing.
Which is odd.
Yeah, because Josh Heupel came out and said he needed a quarterback in the transfer portal.
That's right.
Good for him. And he said that he's basically saying, I can't go into next season with these inexperienced quarterbacks. Can't do it. Not against that schedule. So he's got to have a quarterback. And all these quarterbacks committing to other schools. I mean, there must have been 15 quarterbacks who've already committed. Now you could say, well, Tennessee is being not aggressive enough. Maybe Tennessee doesn't have the money. Well, I think Tennessee has the money, and that tells me maybe they have another plan. Maybe there's. Here's the part of it. Ty Simpson, to me, would be an outstanding fit for Tennessee's offense. He would be just what it needed. I don't understand why Kalen DeBoer would be that fired up about getting away from Ty Simpson. Now, I don't know how good those other two quarterbacks are. The one that followed him, Austin Mack, I think followed him from Washington. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and then there's the other 5-star kid that's there.
Yeah, but I don't Ty Simpson, to me, wasn't Alabama's problem. Now, he wasn't as good at the end of the year as he was at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on there, but I do know Alabama never manufactured a running game.
No.
It couldn't run the ball.
No.
It was all on Simpson. And he's not Trinidad Chambliss. He's not Diego Pavia. He can't carry your running game and your passing game. But what he can do is be very efficient and be accurate, make the right reads, process information quickly. I think he'd be a great fit for Heupel's offense.
So here's where we are, okay? My belief is that Tennessee is involved with Simpson, and we've done some digging on this. Now, here's the thing. Is Simpson going to even be in college football next year is the big question. Would it behoove him to be in college football next year? The NFL is an interesting animal because one must ask, does it behoove Ty Simpson to leave in a year where the NFL's quarterback class is so weak in the NFL draft? I mean, this Moore guy, y'all, we're talking about this Moore guy as a top of the mark draft choice in the NFL. You talk about wasting a draft pick on somebody. This Dante Moore guy, waste.
Really?
What? I don't see it. I don't see it.
Oh, I
couldn't Simpson make more money in college coming back for a year than he could as an NFL rookie?
After a certain spot in the first round, he could, Brian.
Well,
yes.
Brendan Sorsby's making more money than Shadur Sanders. His deal with Texas Tech is better than what Shadur Sanders had with Cleveland. Now, he wasn't a high-round pick.
Right.
So that's a factor. I mean, if you're a number one pick. But here's the thing with Simpson, to me.
Yes.
He needs more playing experience, I think. And if you can make money at the college level, there's not the big risk now. What if you get hurt? Well, there's a lot more chance you'll get hurt playing in the NFL than it is in college. But I just don't think he's going pro. I don't see where you're knocking Dante Moore, but he's just what the pros want, Tony.
Oh, I don't get it.
What don't you like about him? He's got a big arm.
I don't get it.
Good touch on the deep ball.
I don't get it.
He's mobile.
I don't get it.
Oh, okay.
Moving along. Who is Tennessee involved with the quarterback right now? Reasons why I feel like Ty Simpson and Tennessee are for real. The answer is nobody. Third, he showed up down there yesterday. Listen, it was Portal Monday. They have several visitors on campus. They have all those Penn State kids on campus. There's no way he went down there to see 3 high school kids yesterday.
You don't think there's a way?
I don't care if Archie Manning was coming out of high school, okay, and it was the first time you could visit with him. There's no way that he went down there just to see those 3 kids yesterday. I mean, I don't care if Peyton Manning was down there and he could get him back. I mean, there's just no way that's what happened yesterday. So, it's a perfect cover story. And plus, it's kind of a flex. Like John was saying, it's kind of a flex on college football and Alabama, a little bit of a flex. And he went down there and he got his photo taken. And it kind of shows the fans that, hey, I'm trying, nod, nod, wink, wink. I'm getting my photo taken with the number 500 quarterback, and good for that kid. You know, it's good for him. It's good for that kid. It'll get him some attention, and maybe some other schools will notice him, and, you know, he'll get a place to play now. So it doesn't hurt anything. But it's a perfect cover story. And predicting where NFL quarterbacks go, here's point number 4. When you're sitting here and you're at this time of the year and you're trying to predict what's going to happen with an NFL quarterback, it is literally impossible. Okay? Because these guys hear a range of things. And if you look at Ty Simpson, there's a range of things. And one of the things we were talking about yesterday, John, is that Ty Simpson needs somebody in his life that's honest with him that will say, hey, Ty, when you go to the portal, when you go to the combine, rather, they're going to pick you apart. Chances are the kid from Indiana who's top of the mark guy is not going to go to the combine and throw. But guys like you have to go to the combine and throw. Chances are Adante Moore, who people think is a top 5 pick, is not going to go to the combine and do his thing. But you are going to have to. You are going to have to play in the Senior Bowl. Or whatever these games are. Not the Senior Bowl, but some of these other games.
Well,
there is
a Senior Bowl.
But he's not a senior. The All-Star games
right.
is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So,
but what? You don't have to be a senior to play in those anymore.
Well, good point.
Well, they need to change the name, the Junior/Everybody Bowl.
But predicting where NFL quarterbacks get drafted is really kind of an absurd thing to do.
But Tony, when I still have a problem with Alabama. They don't know what these other guys can do yet.
They do. They've had them for a year. They know what they can do. They're ready to move on from them.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Look at Ohio State this year.
Yeah.
Julian Sayin had a really good year.
Yeah.
But when he was playing against Indiana in that Big Ten championship game,
yeah,
he looked in over his head. He was pressured. He got the. I'm not sure. Experience to me really matters a lot now with quarterbacks. I would just be reluctant to let Ty Simpson go away. Now, maybe these guys are superstars and maybe they feel that way. But Josh Heupel is not looking at he's obviously not that sold on George McIntyre.
Yes.
Is he? Or
No.
No.
Well, he hasn't gained any weight. They've been trying to get weight on him, John, and he hasn't gained a pound. I mean, I don't know how to put it. They're just very alarmed. I mean, obviously he's gained a pound. He hasn't gained the weight like he thought he was going to gain it. And as I talk to people, they say certain body types, certain people just can't gain weight. And I'm thinking,
that's kind of,
that must be really nice to eat whatever you want.
He's got a really good life ahead of him.
Yes, he does, buddy. Some people are like that. I've got friends that are, skinny minis that eat whatever they want. And eat it whenever they want. And
they
drives
eat
me
more.
Nuts. It drives me nuts.
They eat more than anybody else.
Yes,
they can't get enough food.
Well, I go to lunch with some of them every once in a while. I go to dinner, and I'm just like, hey, why don't you order some fries with that, man? Why? Just so I can watch you. Just so I can smell them and eat vicariously through you. But the thing about Ty Simpson is that there's a couple big fish schools that still are not active in the quarterback game at all. Now, Adam Sparks wrote an interesting piece. Something like 12 of the top 14 guys are off the board right now already. Like you got to have your stuff together. One of the things that we told you a couple weeks ago was when looking at the Vols, they were interested in 2 guys. Sorsby, and they knew those guys were going to get way too expensive for them. They knew they weren't going to play. And I agree with this. I think Tennessee should go and focus on making their defense better. There were 5 yesterday Penn State players. There are now 4 still available, including the defensive end, Coleman, who's going to visit with Ohio State. Now, Ohio State did a curious thing today. Ohio State took a defensive end from UCF, can't make this up, by the name of John Walker, 59 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He was a 2023 freshman All-America by On3. He's not in the class of Coleman, but they took him. Is that a sign? Are they getting signals there that, hey, we better get somebody because Tennessee did a number on Coleman? Now, it should be pointed out about Coleman that Xavier Gilliam, one of the guys we talked about yesterday, defensive tackle, Coleman gave an interview and said, I was thinking about not coming after visiting LSU. And Gilliam had already gotten here, and he's my guy, and I trust him. And he said, you need to get here and see this. You need to get in here and see this thing. You need to see this town. You need to see this place. And so if Tennessee ends up getting this Coleman guy, we're going to owe this Gilliam guy a huge round of applause. The other guy that Tennessee really wants, I believe, when it's all said and done, is this Matt kid who was at Penn State, transferred to Alabama, went back to Penn State. He's a safety. He's a guy that can play. The third one is the fourth one is the linebacker that went in yesterday. John, I'll say this to you: if you can get all 4 of those Penn State players, and you just get a quarterback, I would rather shore up my defense than watch a defense commensurate to what we saw last year with a pretty good quarterback out there running around. Now, you can do both. You're going to say you can do. I know you. You're going to say, why can't you do both? But if you gave me a choice, I want to shore that defense up. I'm tired of watching electric football.
Okay, well, you've knocked Ole Miss's defense all year. What would you rather have, Trinidad Chambliss and Ole Miss's defense, or some quarterback in Penn State's transfers?
Matt, what do you think?
Well, you got to have a dynamic quarterback to win.
You got to have.
Of course, Ole Miss didn't get Trinidad Chambliss till like late April, which again there's so many different avenues and paths in this.
Yeah, so lucky.
And Ole Miss did improve defensively throughout the season, especially on the back end. They made a lot of improvement, which has been a really, really good coaching job.
Well, when you think about Ole Miss too, Matt, is Ole Miss defense, I think, has gotten better. It's playing harder. I think Ole Miss's defense is motivated very much by having Pete Golden be the head guy because he's their defensive guy, and this team is so come together. I think this team is so motivated to prove Lane Kiffin wrong because Lane Kiffin told his team, you guys aren't good enough.
That's right.
You got a nice little team here, but I'm going to the big time. Good luck to you guys. Hope you make a bowl next season.
And Kiffin's had a real horror show right now. He's off to there's such a thing as, first impressions are lasting. He is off to a bad. The optics are not good at LSU, John, and you know how those people are. They won it yesterday at LSU, John.
Lane Kiffin just does. He's so smart as an offensive coach, but boy, he can't read the room well at all. He just doesn't. He has no inclination as to how things will be perceived. I think it's more that than just not caring. I think he cares. I just don't think he can read the room. I mean, look. With those Ole Miss coaches, let those coaches stay there and join you later.
It's being spiteful.
But of course it is.
He's pissed off they're winning. It
know.
Pisses him off, John.
Of course, because see, they're getting to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to be able to go to LSU, be the head coach. LSU would let him say, "Okay, yeah, you can coach Ole Miss through the playoffs." But Ole Miss said, "No, we just can't have that." I think the main reason they did it because they don't trust him. They don't trust him. They think he'll recruit half their team to LSU. It's interesting that Ole Miss has already gotten 2 key players if Chambliss will be eligible next year. I think a lot of people thought if he could get eligibility, he'd follow Kiffin to LSU. And now he supposedly is committed to Ole Miss. He's not going anywhere if he gets that extra eligibility. Kawan Lacey, he's doing the same thing.
He's staying.
LSU needs a running back.
Chambliss is staying.
Chambliss is staying.
I mean, it's
Lacey's
incredible.
staying.
Matt, I love seeing this. Matt, I love seeing Lane Kiffin get his ass humbled. He needed this, Matt.
I mean, if he's not humble by now, is he ever going to be? I think it's
Good
really.
point.
I think everybody involved, whether they said it out loud, just kind of assumed that Georgia would beat Ole Miss. I mean, I sure did.
Me too.
And the fact that that thing is still together this late and into the portal and all that really hurts Kiffin, because I think he assumed all those coaches would already be in Baton Rouge because he assumed they would get beat. But they Chambliss plays an incredible game, and they find a way to upset Georgia, and now all that kind of stays together, and you can get Lacey and Chambliss to kind of re-sign, which is a hilarious new term we see now. I just think that Kiffin's just kind of been scrambling ever since. I mean, he was scrambling before that game, but really now because he has like half his coaching staff is still in Oxford.
What if you were in Charlie Weiss Jr.'s position and Lane Kiffin
I think that could happen, what you're about to say. Go ahead.
No, tell me what I was going to say.
He tells you next week, if they win this game, you can't coach in that national. Yeah, I need you back here. You know Lane Kiffin's going to do that.
Of
you
those
know
coaches
Johnny's
might
gonna do that.
decide to stay at Ole Miss.
Well, but can
if they keep winning?
But they've already signed contracts. Now, can they get out of that contract when LSU releases them from the contract? That's a job for their agent. But if I'm Charlie Weiss Jr. and I'm one game away from a national championship, and I'm the play caller who's getting a lot of good publicity for all this, but not just the publicity, the idea he's seen this team through. You know, we all look at it and say, Lane Kiffin, offensive guru, and his track record tells us exactly that. But Ole Miss didn't miss a beat. It gained 100 more yards against Georgia in that playoff game than it did the first time when it lost to Georgia in the regular season, and Lane Kiffin was on the Charlie Weiss. This is really Charlie Weiss's offense. If I'm Charlie Weiss, I would just say, no, I'm sticking with this team.
Hey, Matt, when you have a quarterback out there, too, and he's on a heater like this kid is, he's making Charlie Weiss Jr. a future head coach very quickly. Very quickly, Matt. Like, very quickly.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Chambliss has been incredible. Yeah, there were so many plays in that game that it really didn't matter what the play actually was. It was Trinidad Chambliss is just finding a way. Escaping, eluding pressure, extending it, and finding a guy downfield. Like he did that so many times. It's really impressive. He's done that all year. His ability to extend plays is about as good as I've ever seen in the college game.
When we come back, we're going to ask the living listener, what do you think about, and I want your honest opinion, about the concept of adding Ty Simpson. There's been some debate. If you could get Joey another year or Ty Simpson, what would you rather do? Look, Tennessee has been dormant as far as quarterbacks go. We see him linked with a bunch of defensive players. We see him linked with some offensive linemen, which makes sense. Hollywood Smothers was here on campus, one of the Smothers brothers. I love the Smothers brothers back in the day.
Nobody hardly remembers who the Smothers
I love
brothers
the Smothers
were.
brothers, and I love Hollywood Smothers, who committed to Alabama, by the way. So that's their running game.
Where was Hollywood Smothers? Where was he?
NC State.
That's right. Yeah.
Kamori Jackson, the linebacker from North Carolina. I want him. I'm not asking for much. I said, Lord, take me down. So what we're gonna do is I want to ask you your thoughts on the portal so far. Texas is in town tonight, which means we're going to do a little overtime today. I don't know, probably not much. 9 o'clock start. The Vols have, I think, 8 or 9 of these 9 o'clock starts, 9 Eastern starts. It's crazy. It's being reported right now for a guy that wants to stay in college. Ty Simpson's got a funny way of showing it because there are reports out there that he's visiting today Miami. So, and again, Miami's a school I wrote about today in the blog. Tennessee and Miami are the two big fish schools that have zero linkage to quarterbacks. Now both of them do. I'm telling you right now, I don't care what people tell you. They've been told to tamp it down, as I told you 2 days ago, I told you over the weekend, people have been told to tamp it down about Ty Simpson, the accessors I'm talking about. Ty Simpson and the Vols, they've been told to tamp it down, tamp it down, tamp it down, tamp it to, tamp it down. Listen.
Are they supposed to tamp it down?
Tamp it down.
Oh.
It doesn't make it not real. Tennessee and Ty Simpson are a real possibility. Now, the question is, has Miami entered the Derby? Because, and I use the term reports, and God knows, but Miami needs a quarterback too.
Boy,
so it could be somebody in the Miami, because I believe Miami's trying to talk the kid from NC State into the portal, who people think will be the most expensive guy out there, the NC State quarterback, whose name escapes me right now.
C.J. Bailey.
C.J. Bailey.
I would rather have Ty Simpson than
They call him the number one guy in the many people think he's the number one guy out there.
Really?
I don't know. We'll come back on the other side. And do you want Simpson? Some people are lukewarm toward the idea. Some people are real. Bino said, you want me to get excited about that, Ty Simpson? I said, he's better than the guy we had last year. He goes, no, he's not. And then a bunch of people on YouTube said, no, he's not. And then a bunch of people said, yes, he is. And then a bunch of people said, no, he's not. And then a bunch of people said, yes, he is.
And then a bunch of people said,
if Tennessee and Miami get in a bidding war over Ty Simpson, I know what he's doing next year. He's playing college football. Because all it takes is two schools like that, John.
Carson Beck got over $4 million to go to Miami.
To continue with more on the other side. So I do believe Tennessee and Ty Simpson are real. The question now is Miami going to jump in there? Because they were unable to talk C.J. Bailey into his ledge. So I think Ty Simpson would be very good in Tennessee's offense, and I think he'd be an upgrade. No offense to Joey Aguilar. Guy played with a lot of courage this year. The guy played, some people inside UT's program are saying he's the toughest SOB they've ever seen. It was hurting him. He was wincing to throw the ball downfield, all that stuff. Begs the question, could they have played? Could they have given somebody else a shot? I mean, because he did not look right at the end of the year. And when did this begin? It all begs that question. We continue with more on the other side right after. There's so much to talk about after this. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and as always, go Vols.
The great Jennifer Morris sponsoring John Adams' appearance on Tuesdays on here. It's pretty next level. Marky Boy Griffin's going to be by here in hour number 2, and he'll be appearing with us on Tuesdays throughout basketball season for a yet unnamed segment we've got to come up with at the Hoops Happy Hour. Happy Hoops Hour, Griffin's three-pointers, go for Dos Equis, but you got to go for Trace Equis. John, we were talking before about this whole concept, and YouTubers, stay patient with us. We'll get the video back up here in a second. One of the things we were talking about, if Miami enters the Ty Simpson Derby, and people say, well, you know, Josh Heupel's offense doesn't prepare you for the NFL. That's a knock on it.
Yeah, well, I don't think of Ty Simpson as a great NFL prospect right now. You know, who can be sure of that, though? You never know. He's got the intangibles. I really like Ty Simpson as a quarterback. And I don't know what happened going down the stretch, why he didn't play as well. I think a lot of that had to do with injuries to Alabama. Complete absence of the running game. But the running game was absent, pretty much missing in action the whole year except when Jameer Miller was healthy. But I really like Ty Simpson as a quarterback. And another thing to think about, he is a Tennessee guy. He's Tennessee native. So I don't think it would hurt him at all to come to Tennessee. And think about how he would be perceived. He's leaving. If he left his biggest rival and he goes to your school, you get him. You take him away from Alabama.
Well, here's the thing. Here's where we got this. Listen.
You okay?
No, but here's where we got this. So Tony Sakalas, who we invited on to come on tomorrow and talk about Simpson and the whole thing, because Alabama don't want him back. But his line to Brian when he was setting the deal up was, well, it would surprise me because Josh Heupel's offense, you know, it doesn't produce. It's not good for pro quarterbacks. All right, breaking news. That's breaking. Hey, here's the thing, though. Okay, that sounds great, but Ty Simpson is what he is in the eyes of the NFL. He's Kennedy Chandler. Physically, he just is what he is. Like Kennedy Chandler. Kennedy Chandler was what he was. Ty Simpson is what he is. You know, oh, there he is. John, you are on camera. You're just out of camera range. Get the camera. Yeah, I need you in the camera. I just need you to look into
well, no, I mean, I'm trying to talk. I'm not trying to look good.
I need you to look into the camera. So, hey, Matt, what about what Sakalas is saying? Well, Josh Heupel's offense, you know, why would Ty Simpson come to Tennessee for a year?
No, I mean, there's certainly some truth into that, and what Heupel's offense does with quarterbacks and especially receivers, you know, it just doesn't translate to the NFL. We've seen it with Hendon Hooker, and then a bunch of quarterbacks going back to the Art Briles Baylor days. But that's kind of the thing that's the only thing that is really weird to me. That I think we mentioned it at the very end of that basketball post game the other night.
Yeah.
Is if Simpson's thinking about the NFL and all that, playing in college another year can help his development as a quarterback, maybe not his draft stock, but just development as a quarterback. But playing in this offense, I don't know how much that helps that NFL future for him. And because he's a smart guy, his dad's a longtime head coach. Like they know that too. So that's what makes it a little interesting to me when all the other the the longtime connection that the two have had since Heupel got hired here. There's been some connections that Heupel's offense just doesn't translate. And if he's debating on whether to go pro or not, coming here for a year, while I do think that can help him as a quarterback overall, and he can get a payday and have a great season, that doesn't really help his NFL future.
But I think if you really have great NFL ability, it doesn't in the long run. It doesn't matter what system you were in. That talent eventually will come through. We've seen guys playing in the NFL who supposedly didn't come from the right kind of system in college that have played in the NFL and had success. You mentioned Art Briles and Baylor. Did RG3 play for?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, the only reason RG3 didn't make it in the NFL is
he's a runaround guy.
But he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
But he had the talent. What about Ty Simpson? Also is already. He's been in two different systems already. Coming to Tennessee will not hurt his NFL chances.
I agree with what John. In fact, look, people say, well, Kenny Chandler made a mistake when he left. Kenny Chandler wasn't going to grow. Kenny Chandler always was what he was going to be at the NFL level. Ty Simpson is what he is at the NFL level. Coming here, going there, going to Miami and lighting it up for it, he's not going to grow 3 inches. He's about 6 feet tall. He's an okay athlete, not a great athlete by NFL standards. He's an okay athlete. He doesn't have the greatest arm in the world, but it's okay. It's certainly good. It'd be very good in this offense. He'd be very, 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 very good in this offense next year. That NFL game, you watch how small those windows are. You watch how you got to put that ball there. I mean, that is a different kettle of fish, and I just reject that. I reject what Tony's saying, because to me, well, you're trying to. If you're staying in college for another year and you're staying in college for a payday. You're not staying in college to improve your draft stock. If you're Nate Ament next year, okay, you would stay in college to improve your draft stock. Nate Ament is sliding right now. We all know that. I mean, we know what's going on. Our eyes aren't, and people are starting to say that. Well, he's like a middle of the first round guy. But if he keeps us up, he's going to slide down a little more and a little more and a little more. If he comes back for another year and makes himself stronger, see, he's got all this upside. It would make sense for him. Ty Simpson, to me, unless they tell him, hey, you're going to be a top flight draft pick, you go to college and you make Miami, Tennessee, and Oregon bid on you, and you get the bag. And if you're Tennessee, you got to decide, do I spend $4 million on a guy I know? And John, I'm going to tell you right now, I would spend that money on him way before I'd spend that on the guy from Cincinnati, and way before I would spend it on the guy from Arizona State who's got a bad wheel. Yes or no?
Well, we don't have the same opinion of Sorsby from Cincinnati. I think he's a big-time guy and will excel in Texas Tech's offense. I think what we're talking about, it's not Josh Heupel's job to prepare quarterbacks for the NFL or to run a system that prepares players for the NFL. Now, you could say, well, that could affect his recruiting. Don't worry about that. If you pay enough money in the NIL and you get guys that fit your system, you can win. Look what Joey Aguilar did this year. Yeah, maybe wasn't as good at the end of the year, but he had a tumor on his arm. I mean, I really like what Joey Aguilar did. When you look at Joey Aguilar and what he did at Tennessee, just imagine this team without Joey Aguilar.
Winning 5 games.
Yeah. Do you beat Mississippi State?
You're winning 5 games.
Do you beat Arkansas? Arkansas couldn't beat anybody, but could have beaten Tennessee without.
You're winning 5 games without him.
And you surely wouldn't have come close to Georgia. So, I think I wouldn't think so much about the pros. I would, and if in Josh Heupel's situation, he needs to think about who fits his offense the best. Ty Simpson's accurate. He's He can handle the pocket really well. He
Yep.
moves really well in the pocket.
Yep.
He never loses sight of what's going on downfield when he's scrambling. He's a really nice fit for Tennessee's offense, and he's accurate. He makes throws on time. He didn't have a great – my gosh, he didn't have a great receiving core at Alabama. That, to me, would be the appeal for Miami.
Well, the other thing I would sell if I'm Tennessee is I got a better tackle play than they have, which I do have better tackle. I got a better guy protecting your blind side than they do there. You were getting killed down there. And I wonder with Ty Simpson, Matt, here one of my concerns with him is how beat up and shell shock he got from that year.
That's a great point.
He got the hell beat out of him, Matt. No running game,
I
no
think
nothing.
he was definitely beat up the last third of the season when his kind of went down, and then you saw him take a big hit in that Rose Bowl, and it knocked him out.
Oh my gosh!
The lack of a running game put so much on him.
Yeah,
that free safety hit him right in the middle of his shoulder blade, guys.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because it's something we just forget about. A quarterback taking all those hits, that has a cumulative effect on how they play. It's not that they lose their toughness.
Yeah.
It's they get beat down. They're not as flexible. Their arms stiff.
Beat down.
Yeah, beat down.
Yeah.
They get beat down, right?
I'm going to go to the phones and get as many people in here as humanly possible. Do you believe the Ty Simpson thing's real? Or do you believe, like Tony Tsoukalos, that Tennessee doesn't make any sense for him? I think it's real.
All right, it's 11:45, and you're already going to your callers, man. You're so committed to those callers.
Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Jeez.
Hello. Happy John Adams Day and Matt Diskin Day.
Hey, Polo.
Hey, Paulie. How's it going?
Going great, man. It was a little strange this morning, but let's just put it this way. I escaped.
Right on.
You escaped?
Hey, John. You let me down last Tuesday. I brought all the crew out to Tap House, and you weren't there.
Gosh.
You have to start being consistent, John, of your appearances, buddy.
Paulie, you're right.
John was in a hostage situation last week.
No, I wasn't in a hostage situation.
Matt Diskin, myself, and Bino were out there, and John was like hauled up in a hermetically sealed studio where he got like a word in.
Bino took John's seat, and I still am not sure how I feel about that.
I agree with that. And Bino was really wordy for an uninvited guest.
I felt like a Christmas tree ornament, and I said as much. Yes.
I had you as a sickle.
I tell you what, and I haven't had this conversation with Jennifer Morris, but she's sponsoring me, and I wonder how Jennifer felt about my just sitting there hanging from about the third branch on the Christmas tree. She was probably wondering, I thought I was sponsoring John Adams today.
Next move, SmokyMountains.com.
I just want you guys to know I don't appreciate you ripping me when you think I'm not here.
Oh, what in the world was that?
He's doing it.
Holy Joe did a Bino imitation. That was an incredible Bino imitation.
Go! Tony, you'd like to know what's going on in the community, correct?
Yes.
Right now, there is a all-time showdown at Topgolf. Me, Dean Star, D, and MLK.
MLK, hey, I got news for you. MLK's $50 lighter after last week. You tell him to keep his pie hole shut around me, big boy.
Go! Hey, guys, can I ask now real quick?
Hurry up.
Why is it that everyone, the last 2 years, Tony, you've been saying the Big Ten is slow and weak, and they're terrible, and the conference stinks. And here we are, and going into year 6 with Heupel, and we want 7+ players from a mid-level Penn State team.
They're not mid-level, and don't steal Martin Columbus's gimmick, you clown. That's Martin Columbus's gimmick, not yours. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
W. Lynn, welcome in.
John Adams, I think I have a lead on the man you had a reward. You said the FBI had a reward out for the guy trying to run Lane Kiffin's car off the road.
Yes, I did.
I think he could be the son or grandson of a famous, infamous person. Something that happened 32 years ago today, very infamous. He could be related to this man. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Was it related to the Buford Pusser thing and what happened there? Did you guys see where Buford Pusser killed his wife? Do you believe it, John?
Yes, he did.
John, do you believe it?
I don't know. I went to the Buford Pusser Museum, and it didn't mention his killing his wife.
No,
well, it won't be in that museum.
No, that's apparently he killed it. They all covered it up.
They did.
He did some good things there, though, didn't he?
Did he?
Well, I mean,
I'm starting to wonder.
He worked for the mob and killed some mob. He did both.
He carried that. He carried that big stick around, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, if we already convicted him, this is not a court of law. Come on, W. Lynn, you know better than that.
Let me tell you here what I'm talking about that happened 32 years ago today had to do with Olympic ice skating. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh, Nancy Kerrigan.
Yes.
Why me? Why me? Tanya
a guy named
Harding.
Jeff Gilloley.
Jeff
Gilloley.
Yeah.
Gilloley.
Beat her with a baton or something,
God,
right?
No, it was like a tire tool. I thought he hit her on the shins. Tanya Harding, she was, well.
That was some professional wrestling stuff.
And she went, and didn't she go into.
Chris in the house. Hey, Tanya Harding, let me tell you something about her. As they say in the trade,
trashy comes to mind.
She was rough. Jerry Jeff Walker had a song about her. I like my women just a tad on the trashy side. Too much lipstick and too much rouge gets me excited and it keeps me confused.
That sounds nothing like Jerry Jeff Walker, but it's funny.
I love Jerry Jeff Walker.
I do too.
That was Tanya Harding's ex-husband that did the clubbing.
No, that was her. I thought it was her bodyguard that did it.
The thing that was incredible about it.
No, it's her former husband.
The thing that was incredible. Two things about it. Nancy Kerrigan was so beautiful and demure, right? And she just got hammered. She was a beautiful gal. And then the second thing is Tanya Harding ended up. A buddy of mine went and saw her fight down in Atlantic City in one of those.
That's a classy venture.
When Vi Sekahema fought. One of those celebrity boxing matches. She fought some guy down there. Look it up.
She went to Japan and fought. We need to ask our friend Jinxie if he ever represented her in
there you go.
WWE.
There you go.
I mean, they made a. Did you see the movie about her? What was the name of the movie? There was a movie on Tanya Harding. It was a very well done movie.
It was. I didn't watch it all.
Was it called Ouch?
Why me? It was
Why?
What's her name? Jessica Chastain? Did she play Tanya Harding?
I don't know.
Margot Robbie did.
Oh, W. Lynn's breaking like Titan's bill in here.
Margot Robbie played Tanya Harding?
Yes, she did.
Are you kidding me? No way Margot Robbie could look that unattractive.
Hey, there's an LSU guy in here, Rodney, making fun of Nancy Kerrigan's teeth. Hey, you guys that make fun of imperfections of these beautiful women, I'd like to see you, Rodney. I bet you're beautiful. Shit, you couldn't get within 1,000 feet of that woman.
God, Margot Robbie's an amazing actress.
Say,
Tanya Harding.
I remember
they made her look kind of bad in that. I mean, it's hard to believe.
I remember when her father coached used to own the Dolphins.
Who?
Margot Robbie. But anyway,
see that.
On the way out, W. Lynn, thank you. Do you have anything?
Hey, we got to get over there tonight, guys. If we don't win this game tonight in basketball, we could have an 0-3 start.
That's a 9 o'clock start. I ain't getting over it. Thank you, W. Lynn. They ain't doing that for me. And I'll tell you something else. You know we got like 9 of these 9 o'clock games? I mean, what are we trying to do? Put Basilio in the hospital?
Melinda is just texted me and said,
yeah.
that it's Tanya Harding. No, it's Tanya Harding.
It's Tanya Harding.
It's Tanya
Tucker.
Tanya Tucker, Melinda. You've got your.
Yeah.
She's real big because when Peggy used to call.
Yeah, that's right.
And Peggy knew Tanya Tucker,
Yeah.
and we were calling her Tanya. You kept calling her Tanya, and she corrected you.
There are some Tanyas. There are Tanyas. I know a Tanja. So there's a lot of different,
Margot Robbie, she studied boxing.
Back to the phone.
Or something for 4 years.
We'll get our final
prepare
call.
for the skating scenes.
We'll get our final call of the segment in. You're a clown. We'll get our final call of the segment in, and then I don't know what we're doing here. But
Boy, W. Lynn was throwing heat today.
The Vols portal start. The Vols are playing the part of Nancy Kerrigan right now. Okay, they better get off the ice here. Yes. Let's go back to the phones. I'm just, just as an observation here. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome in.
Hey, Basilio, what's going on, man?
Hey, Josh, welcome in.
I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of faith Heupel can close the deal on Simpson. Seems like we're left standing the bag, holding the bag too many times, finishing second. But I hope he can land him.
We're bridesmaiding a little bit right now. Yep.
I did see that Cam Cook from Jacksonville State was visiting. He'd be a hell of a get. He's a really talented running back. And
I thought he already committed somewhere.
Cam Cook?
Yeah.
It may have, but I mean, what I've seen, he was visiting here. I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
this stuff changes so fast. It's hard to keep up with it sometimes.
Josh, my problem with it is when we follow transactions in the summer in the NBA and they say somebody signed, they've signed. In this deal, they say somebody's committed. They go to the next school and they say, "How much are you going to pay? How much are you going to pay? How much are you?" And then somebody said, "The Bailey kid's re-upped in North Carolina. Do I know if he signed something, or is Miami going to pull him into the portal and pay him $7 million?" I mean, we don't know any of this. They're making it up as they go along. It is a joke. It's a farce. It's impossible to follow. It's fun. If we can get some players, Josh, it's going to be very fun. Let's see what happens.
Well, we better get some players on defense for sure. It's starting to concern me. I don't think I've seen enough Tennessee kids get flushed, Tony. We need to flush 3/4 of that defensive roster.
Well, they got 23 in the portal. I mean, I don't know what you were expecting. What you want, 50?
I want at least 12.
Well, we got 23 guys who are in the portal. I mean, a couple guys they wanted to keep got in the portal. I found out yesterday.
I mean, I'm just talking on defense. I want 12 on defense. He's got to sign some guards.
Texas A&M.
And he's got.
They just took Ricky Gibson basically as an afterthought. He's like going to be he's going to be like spare part for them.
Yeah, and they got that Bird kid too from Colorado that we were after.
That's the guy we really wanted. You're right. You're exactly right.
I was going to ask Matt if he thought they're trying to get that Williams kid from LSU to play tackle. Are they going to move Perry inside and sign another guard, or what are they going to do?
Matt, what's your prediction on that? If they get
if you get the guy from LSU, I think you do kick Perry back inside, where I kind of thought he struggled more than he was at tackle last year. So
I agree with that.
Well, Ellerby has started this new, we got all this money in these tackles, and now we're trying to shoot our guards out to block the edge. And this new blocking scheme he's come up with. When's that damn guy going to recruit anybody that can play?
Well, there's a thing going around right now on social media. Somebody came up with all the guys that he signed and all
two
the
people, Tony.
Do what?
There's two. It's Sanders and Perry. That's it.
What do y'all want, man?
I mean, hell, Sanders they just bought.
2 out of 18. I mean, what are y'all picking on the guy for?
Where's Lance Hurd going?
Lance Hurd made, you ready for this? $1.8 million last year.
Good Lord.
You talk about a guy that was mid on dry ice, and he was so empowered he wanted $3 million. I don't blame him. You're going to give me $1.8 million for that guy? Shit.
How much did they pay him that first year when he was
like $1 million
handicap?
I mean, he couldn't play.
Did you say Simpson was in Miami?
No,
Tony?
There's reports out there. God knows. No, I didn't say that. I'm certainly not reporting.
He's not even in the portal yet, is he?
There's all kinds of chat.
No,
It doesn't matter.
He's not.
None of that matters.
But C.J. Bailey at NC State.
Right.
That based on what you're saying, and we don't know how much any of this is real.
Yeah.
We really don't.
No.
But if C.J. Bailey from NC State went to Miami, that would be in Tennessee's favor.
Correct. I want that. I want Miami to get involved with somebody, talk somebody into the portal. It's not there yet. Tennessee's how quiet they've been on the quarterback front leads me to believe that this thing with Ty Simpson and then the coach showing up down there yesterday, I think that stuff's real.
Do you think maybe it's real? But do you think maybe Tennessee's thinking Joey Aguilar could come back? Did they have a good idea that he could? You don't think that at all?
If they thought that, he wouldn't have been down there yesterday. Why would you leave campus? People say, well, it's a 45-minute flight. I mean, you're just not going to leave campus to get down there.
I agree with
three
that.
High school kids. I know it's a 45-minute
Hey, Tony,
flight.
that Colton Hood ended up at Wisconsin. We could have easily had him for cheap.
Colton Hood. I thought he was going
to the
pro.
NFL draft.
No, I mean not Colton Joseph. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
So kid from ODU.
Yeah.
He better get somebody. I mean, surely he's going to.
Dominion. Thank you, Thank you.
Hey,
you're
see you, man.
Hey, Griff's up next. The Hoops Hour. I just need a break from this, y'all. I got to just – because I want to talk about this Nate Ament guy who Griff saw like crazy in the summer. John, are you concerned about this Nate Ament guy?
Well, he's very talented. I just and I wrote this in Saturday against Florida.
Yes.
He just wasn't involved. He wasn't aggressive enough offensively. And for what he's making and for his talent, he's got to be aggressive offensively.
Hey, Matt, are you concerned, before Griff gets in here next, are you concerned, Matt, about Nate Ament or no?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's been struggling, and obviously them not shooting it well is probably the biggest issue because he's not big, so you can't expect him to all of a sudden and not play too tall, to quote Jimmy Dykes. But yeah, he's not. He's got to be one of your two guys that carries this team, and right now he's just not doing that.
Well, Mark Griffin on the other side. Hang on, John. Mark Griffin on the other side. John's Pause for the Cause, presented by Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com. Griff joins in a shout-out to my man, Alan, WeShipFloors.com. The Hardwood Report on the way after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. walk in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands, Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. T to the B, am I fired up, focused, and prepared for you? We're taking a $50 copper card to my friends at your Copper Cellar Fine Family of Restaurants. We'll be out there, by the way, later in the spring. We've got big plans with them and the chef, Will Halflin, and we'll be talking about that as we go. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's SEC basketball time in Tennessee, and we're going to take a break from Portal Mania and talk to my man. The professor's in the house, Professor Griff. Those of you back in the day that followed the Public Enemy, classes in session. I like Chuck D, wore a Phillies cap sometimes, which got my attention. And we fight the power. We fight the power. Griff, I bring you in against the backdrop that it's an outstanding day. Tennessee and Texas tonight. Many of these days when you're going to be on with us, Tuesday in our second hour, happen to be SEC basketball games, happen to be dates where Tennessee's playing, and many times they're going to be playing in the 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock time slot, which means Basilio better get himself a nap. because it's going to be Midnight Madness tonight. But, Griff, before we get started here, your thoughts on this Tennessee season up till this point?
Well, hey, Tony and guys. I know people are being really critical where the Vols are right now, and I still look at it being so early. I mean, we're just getting into SEC play, which they call the second season. People are hard on Amen, and how much of that is valid, I don't know. When someone's more of a passive type player, I think it's an easy target. He's obviously got great talent. Let's just choose him right now. And to put a lot on him, how fair is that? And justified because people are looking at dollar value now you're attaching that to a kid. So therefore they have to bring extra value in a game. He's going to grow. I knew going in, Tony, going to the preseason practices over there at Thompson Bowling, that the way to scout him and the way he was going to be scouted, they were going to rough him up. And that's exactly what has happened. And what I didn't foresee, guys, was the mental aspect. And you can see that, you can feel it. Tony, we've talked about body language. When you watch him at a free throw line, you're just praying, like Brian mentioned there in the break, one of two, just hit one of two. I think he's just overthinking. Critical error against Arkansas, which you may have talked about. It was when you have a 5-second out of bounds play where you're holding the ball with at least 3 timeouts. That's mental. It just, you're taught not to think, but to react. And I just think he's overthinking, and it makes it a challenge for the staff. Do you push him hard? Do you back off? Who's he listening to? How do you overcome these obstacles? It's just growing pains. And the good news, it's going to get better because Barnes is going to play through this through him. He's just going to have to be more aggressive. And, John, you mentioned that as far as aggressiveness is he's going to have to be more aggressive because when you play with someone that's passive, you want to actually shake them and say, dude, get with it. Or you're like, well, if he's passive and going through the motions, is that going to carry over to the rest of us?
That's right.
So you kind of follow your lead dog in a sense, and he is the lead dog, even though Gillespie's running the show. Amen is the featured player, I believe, with this team. And moving forward, now, is the season going to unfold and fall apart because of one person? No. But he's such a big factor and a leader during the practices that it's mystifying right now why he hasn't got it together. But I really do think that he'll break through. Could it be tonight? Prime opportunity. I mean, he's got great matchup against Texas to come through tonight, as well as this Tennessee team. So your question, how are they doing? They're about where I thought. I mean, they're starting out tough matchup at Arkansas. Not surprised at all to lose that game. I mean, the country knows who Acuff is now.
Yep.
The kid's going to be a lottery pick.
Yep.
Probably the SEC Player of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just a fierce competitor, and good for Calipari to turn that program around. I'm not a big fan of his. I respect him and what he can do at programs with especially guards.
Yeah.
And Arkansas is going to be tough. I think they're going to battle Alabama for the SEC title this season.
All right, let's go. Griff, you said a lot there, but I want to stay with Ament for 1 second because I was asking Matt, are you concerned about him? And we were talking about him before we went to the break. Obviously, he's the story here because what's weird about him is what we're seeing from him flies way in the face of what Rick Barnes saw in him back in the summer when he fell in love with him, or late in the spring when he decided to rally the Haslams and go get the money together to buy him. That's what they did. I mean, he fell in love with the guy. He basically staked his claim to this guy. And he's really dug in on him. It's very interesting to hear Barnes talk about him because I don't ever remember in Barnes' 10 years him vehemently saying, hey, look, the guy that you see right now, this guy will be the best all-around player in college basketball by the end of the year. You know, it's almost like Barnes has skin in this game. Like, hey, I went out on a limb for him, and damn it, we're going to make it versus some other five-star guys that he's kind of fought with almost. You know, like, you're not doing what I want. You're going to sit down. And this guy, it's like you and me are in this thing together. We're going to kind of ride through the storm here and ride this thing out. What did Barnes see in him back in the summer? I know you saw him on the summer circuit, Griff, and we've brought you in. What was he doing there that he's not doing now? What's different about him?
Well, he just seemed to be more present. I saw him in Rock Hill, South Carolina during one of the Adidas tournaments. He played for Team Loaded out of Virginia, and just really more involved. And to define what involved means, just wasn't as passive. Like when he had the ball, he was taking it to the basket. He looked for opportunities to score as far as mismatches. Would get to the free throw line often, and just really involved and tuned in. And I you know, people are talking about, you know, Barnes being attached to him. I mean, he's a great kid to be attached to. It just right now it's not working out as well as maybe they would like for him to be where he was projected to be as far as, you know, NBA rankings, but that doesn't matter right now. You're just trying to maximize the opportunity while you have them and let them develop. I still go back, Tony, that he's in between his head right now, and I didn't see that in the summer. You know, he wasn't overthinking. He was just playing, and you can work through that. You're kind of like, well, how do you fix it? How do you fix it? Well, that's what the coaching staff's working on, is how do you fix it? You play through it. You have to build your confidence, and you know, sometimes a coach can only help so much. That comes from within. He's going to have to get to a place where he's got screw it attitude. I'm going to go out. I'm going to be a dog, and I'm going to I'm going to bury my opponent, and he's going to have to be more aggressive, period.
Mark, when you talk about Amit, obviously he's very talented. Everybody realizes that. And when you talk about development, that kind of thing, it speaks to a bigger issue, I think. Is it worth it to get a high school kid that you'll probably have for 1 year and try to develop him and pay him that much money when you might could have invested that money in a proven player who you already know what a player will do at this level? It gets back, we've been talking a lot about transfer portal, about you don't want to break in a new quarterback against Tennessee football schedule next year. Better to go out and get a transfer guy because you've got a track record for them at this level. Yeah. I mean, Nate Amit may turn out to be the best player in the NBA. Certainly, Rick Barnes can recognize talent and knows what a guy's potential is. But it makes me wonder, we're halfway through the season almost. If development is an issue, is that really a good investment?
John, that's a great question. I think that goes back to your NIL budget. And we don't know what UT has in the bank as far as how much they're going to spend per year. If you have the funds, yes, you spend it accordingly. And it's a great debatable question. I've always believed, and Tony and I have talked about this for almost 40 years, I always feel that you need a pro on your team if you're going to advance in the tournament. You can have so-called role players that fit a role. They play hard. I still believe you've got to have the one guy that's just could be dominant, that's going to go to the next level, that you can lean on when it comes to crunch time. I really do. And I won't change that thought. And with Amit, I still want the ball in his hands at the end of the game. And we can, we can debate, does Gillespie have the last shot or Amit? I'm just a firm believer that you got to have one or two guys that you can put the ball in. It's either going to win the game for you or at least put you in a position to win. and he's got the talent. I think it's going to work itself out. But you're right; it's that time of, do we watch him develop over 4 months, and then he peaks, the last game of the season, and then when whatever Tennessee, however they fare, you're like, was the investment worth it? Oh, it's worth it. And another reason I think it's worth it to have a player like Ament, because these other kids across the country are watching Ament. They played against Ament. They want to go to these similar schools where you have these top tier players for the most part, versus going to a school that's, kind of average, just has a lot of role players. And I don't want to pick on any particular programs, but, you need a good mix. And it's very challenging for the staff with this whole NIL deal now. But even if put that aside, you want to just find role players that are going to play together. And to me, that's the most challenging, because these guys don't even know each other.
No.
Every year, it's a zero-sum game.
That's right.
Where you're starting all over. Yeah. And you don't know if a guy goes better left, goes better right. Is he, does he defend when it matters? Does he care? And a lot of that is just learned over time.
I think what's really surprised them, Griff, and Diskin, I want to jump you in here, and Brian, but I think what's really surprised them is the guy they saw in the summer was an alpha dog on his team. And the guy they saw on his high school team was an alpha kid who, when he went against high-level competition, wanted the ball, was extremely ferocious and fierce, and quite frankly, shot the ball a whole lot better than this guy. Shot not like around 90% from the foul line. He's blinked, Mark. I think they're really surprised that early on in this deal, you said when you were on here in the fall and you saw him in practice, you said this guy's got unbelievable skill. You said it's unbelievable. You said, but teams are going to put their hands on him and he's going to have to adjust. And sure enough, Mark, teams put their hands on him, and they're roughing him up. But you would have thought that he would have been more. That he would have expected that. I mean, he's got a team around him of people that had to know he was going to get shoved around some, Griff, right?
Yeah, and it's a matter of, and I'm not going to knock Barnes at all. I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing.
Sure.
I'm a little surprised. You talked about playing through it. I'm a little bit more surprised, and I go back to Don DeVoe.
Yep.
He really maximized mismatches, and when someone was slumping, you would get them the ball more. Like, let's say Tony White was in a shooting slump. He'd say, okay, we're going to run a play for Tony. This is play X. And he would just keep running it over and over until the defense stopped. I would like to see maybe more isolated plays for Ament. They run a system-style offense. Once again, not to knock how things are run, but I would like to see, even tonight, you come out, it's like, hey, we're going to get the ball to Ament. We're going to get them wing. We're going to get a two-man game. We're going to make their big man swing, come out and guard him because he fouled out the last game against Mississippi State. Let's take advantage of this guy. And let's get rocking and rolling, and let's get them to the free throw line. Because when you're not shooting the ball well, Tony, it's a long art or it's a widely known statement that when you're not shooting well from the field, you get to the line to build your confidence. Now, when these guys are going to the line and missing, it just kind of makes things inflated more on the downside. And, that's unfortunate. And that's what's happened here recently, too, which I know we'll address. But I just think you got to get the ball in his hands more in different positions where he's set up to succeed. What I've seen with him, too, and you guys have probably noticed this, that when he gets contact, he's on his way down shooting the ball. When you're having contact, you want to be in upward mobility where you're at an apex shooting the ball. It seems like to me he's on a downward slope, when he's getting banged up, which is great defense. And he needs to be at a position where he's, on the rise when he gets fouled to have a better chance to knock that shot down. And that just comes with time.
Matt Diskin, jump on in as Mark Griffin's here with us. It's our Hoops Report Tuesdays in our second hour. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, Griff, good talking to you. The free throw shooting was really what kind of lost Tennessee that Arkansas game over the weekend until, it got out of hand late, but would have been a really close game and Tennessee potentially could have won. What do you make of the lack of good free throw shooting, which is just not been something that Barnes teams have struggled with? And is that something that you think can get corrected kind of here in season? Because at some point, it's just a mental deal.
Oh, it's definitely a mental deal right now. What's interesting, guys, is if you look at the threesome of Jalen Carey, Estrella, and Okpara, they're shooting a higher percent from the field than they are from the free throw line. And I've never seen a Barnes team, and I can't think of a team before Barnes that had 3 players on a UT roster that shot better from the field than the free throw line over their career. I'm not talking just this season. I looked up all these guys for their history. And that's concerning. And why is it concerning? Let's play ahead here. Tennessee's up 3, 2 minutes left in the game tonight. You got, Barnes is looking, down at his lineup and going, okay, we need free throw shooters at the end of the game. What are you going to do? Sit all 3 and just go small? You could make Ament a 5, but that's going to be a problem because if you don't have either Carey, Estrella, or Okpara on the court, who are you going to have that's going to be able to rebound to get you in a position to go back to the free throw line? Major concern.
John, when you got 3 guys that can't make foul shots at the end of games and they're big people, surely this is it's all like a blip, right? Surely that's going to work itself out because on paper they're supposed to be better foul shooters than this.
You would think over a period of time that would balance out.
Yeah.
That's how stats usually work.
Yes.
But right now it's a real handicap, and it's a handicap for Barnes because he's got to put together a lineup. There are going to be so many close games in the SEC. We're hearing a lot about, the SEC is not as good as last year. How can it be? 14 teams in the NCAA tournament. But I watched a lot of basketball Saturday, and maybe there aren't as many. There might not be 14 teams making the tournament, but there's so many very talented individual players that can take over a game. It's amazing to me just watching all these games and all these players stepping up. Of course, we watched Darius Acup for Arkansas. I had no idea. This guy looks like an NBA player right now. Just took over the game, was dominant. So I just think over the course of the season, though, I think it will balance out, but still, it's going to be up to Barnes. He's got to plan that his last few minutes of a game. He's got to be thinking about, can these guys make free throws?
And here's the other thing, Griff, about the foul shot thing. Matt and I were talking about this on the post game the other day after the Arkansas game. It's not a thing right now. It's just kind of like, they weren't good from the foul line, and they've struggled in a couple games. But if it continues to go where Ament continues to struggle and Carey continues to struggle and these other guys, kind of continue and then all of a sudden it's going to become like a mental
Hack-a-shack. It's going to be hack-a-shack.
It's going to be a mental thing. Yeah, it really is.
Well, think about it. These coaches are smart enough, guys, to know, like, hey, if it's under 5, why not send them to the line? My chances as a coach or an opponent are better to send them to a line, especially a 1-and-1.
Yeah.
To get fouled and go to the line, miss, and then I go down and shoot a 3. Play the odds or, the scenarios there. But one thing I wanted to add about Carey, because, he's been one that, a big fan favorite, and, he's progressed and he's come a long way. I've watched him in practice, and he's kind of a guy that doesn't have a great motor or didn't have a great motor early on.
Yep.
and I thought it was going to cost him a lot of minutes. And then the lights came on. He realized, okay, if I play hard, maybe I'll get some minutes.
Yep.
When he was at James Madison, he shot 51% from the free throw line. Vanderbilt 56. At UT 52. He's going to have a limited ceiling how much better his free throws are going to get, guys.
And when you're
50, he may get better,
yeah,
but he's not going to be shooting 80% by the end of the year. And these coaches, scouting reports know that.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
Carries inside,
yep.
Foul him, don't give up the easy two. It's well known in basketball. You don't give up the easy two when you can.
Well,
and he is going to have that on his shoulders all season.
Nega Dave, and I fought with him earlier, said he's not a playable player at the end of close games, and he might not be for that reason. If you're a 50% foul shooter, you're a liability, and I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to put you on the foul line. Because if you go one for two, you're shooting your average. Chances are you're going – if it's a 1-and-1, John, I'm scratching that lottery ticket, aren't you? I'm grabbing him.
This makes me wonder if Phillips' injury, the loss of him for the rest of the season, is maybe a bigger factor than I thought of initially.
Sure. That's a good point. You know, the thing about Ament, though, guys, and I keep going back to this.
Phillips, John, not to interrupt, but I'm a stat guy. Phillips is shooting like 30% from the free throw line himself.
Well, then forget what I just said.
Yeah. Now, offensive rebounds on a missed free throw, that's the guy you want in the game.
I had no idea.
Great, as you know, offensive rebound-wise.
I had no idea he was that bad of a free throw shooter.
Hey, Matt, how big a concern is that of yours, this foul shooting thing?
I mean, it's obviously becoming a bigger issue. I mean, besides Gillespie, who's by far your best free throw shooter, and it's a good thing he is. I mean, it's, when you can foul Ament because he's not going to get a lot of and ones because he can't play through that contact that Griff's talking about. And then all those other bigs, when you play inside out as much as Tennessee does, as long as you have the fouls to give, I mean, you're being really aggressive, hacking those guys, trying to get steals too. And if you happen to put them on the line, it's kind of a win-win.
We come back on the other side. Ori Williams has committed. The LSU offensive lineman has committed to Tennessee. According to his agency, the news just broke a few minutes ago. We come back on the other side. Mark Griffin, we're breaking down tonight, Texas in town. It's a 9 o'clock Eastern time start. It is a real opportunity to get Nate Ament off and for Tennessee to get in the win column in the league, even more importantly. And these home games are so precious that you win them, because I'm not sure, and I want to ask Griff about this, if the Vols have a team that's built to win on the road right now. I'm just not sure about that. Foul line thing is very concerning. The other thing I want to get into on the other side is this assist-to-turnover ratio as well. They're going to introduce Troy Henderson, a point guard, into the mix and into the hunt tonight, as Rick Barnes said yesterday at his press conference. I want to ask Griff his thoughts on that. We continue with more after this. You're currently a residential electrician. Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And of course, go Vols.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local. Eat good.
Tony Basilio back with you. It's time is flying. It's flowing like a river to the sea. Alan Parsons Project. William Pattison will be up with the playbook. It's pretty next level. John Adams is in the house, presented by Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com. She had a great line earlier. John will share with you in our extra time overtime, which remains unsponsored. Shame on me. Happy 2026. One of our things we're doing here in the new year is the Mark Griff and Happy Hoops Hour. We don't have a name for it, but if you got to send a name in, go over to our website today, tclub.team. Click on email Tony. Send me a suggestion for the name of this. The suggestion we take is going to win a $50 Copper card. Good for our friends, Calhoun's or any of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants. Griff, this team's getting ready to go back on the road this weekend. They're at Florida. John was talking about it during the break. We were all like, good gosh, they're going to rough us up. I just look at this team right now, and I see a team that's really going to struggle when they go on the road. Am I wrong?
Oh, it's going to be a struggle. Anytime it's a struggle on the road, and I definitely feel with this team, it's going to be a bigger struggle based on what we saw, based on the composition of the team. When we're harping so much on free throws, but it is such a big factor when you go to the line. Multiple things occur. You build your confidence and you quiet the crowd down, because when you can take advantage of a one-on-one or a 2-shot opportunity, it changes the whole scope of the game, the flow of the game, transition into to looking to go full court. And all those factors come into play when you're on the road to try to control the tempo the best you can and block out the crowd.
Right. By the way, we're going to unpack the Ori Williams news once we get through focusing on the task at hand, which is tonight, Texas. Tell me about this Texas club. I'm looking at your three-pointers. I see they're one of the worst defensive teams in the world. What can we expect from the Vols tonight in this one?
Well, they're inside-oriented team, Tony. Their guards, I hate to say garbage on the air, but their guards are not elite. They've got Trayman Mark that plays. It's his 6th year, the transfer from Arkansas, his second year at Texas, started out of Houston.
That's him. Formidable
player. Other than that, their guard play doesn't scare me at all. What I am concerned about, and I featured their 7-footer that transferred from FAU, Voka Titus. I'll get that right.
Good job. I had Voka Titus one time. I had to get a very
presentable player. He could be a challenge, especially against our perimeter because of his length. He's 7 foot, but he's huge. He's 255. Akpara, I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Akbar if he plays tonight. What's interesting about their inside presence is their big guy shoots 9 free throws a game, guys. He gets to the line. He shoots more free throws than he does field goals. And his field goal percent, he's second in the SEC, 66%.
Wow.
Excellent. But he only plays 24 minutes a game. So there may be some fatigue factor or how far he can push himself. So you've got a really good inside presence there. But their best athlete inside's Dalen Swain, who came with Sean Miller to Texas from Xavier. Now, he's been a pleasant surprise. Another big kid, 6'8", 225. When he was a freshman, he was all Big East Conference freshman team. He's just a solid player. Gets to the free throw line. The last game, he shot 12 of 15 free throws, had 14 rebounds, had 34 points. That's another big challenge. Now, what's the way you offset that with Tennessee? They've got such a good inside presence. If they all play, you can rotate these guys. We ain't even talked about Dwayne Brown. And he's been playing well. So I think you're going to see a lot of inside substitutions to match up against this Texas team. Perimeter guys don't really concern me as much. What does concern me, though, about Texas is they like to get out and run. Even when they lost against Mississippi State in overtime, they had an advantage in fast break opportunities as far as points. I think it was 21-7 on the break. That's a concern because Tennessee, for whatever reason, just doesn't like to run with the ball as far as fast break opportunities that I've witnessed in transition. And I'd love to hear y'all's opinion. And I think against a team like this, you do want to get up and down the floor because their big guy is going to be limited minute-wise. And we'll see.
Why don't we run, guys? Matt, why doesn't this team run? We were talking about that early in the season. Even against Crip teams, they weren't scoring easy points.
I'm not sure. I feel like we ask this question every year. Why we don't push tempo a little bit more and try to get in transition with our athletes. And especially with this team, you've got some of your bigs who are actually pretty good passers. You've got Ament who could probably run your fast break and maybe another kind of way to get him going maybe, but I don't know. They just don't do it, which was the surprising thing. They actually kind of did it at Arkansas. They kind of played with some tempo.
Yeah.
And actually outscored Arkansas in fast breaks, which is what Arkansas is kind of known for.
Yeah. I think with Evans, with his ascension here recently, I think that you'll be more prone to run the ball because he is such a great athlete, hard-nosed. When I watched him in preseason, what stood out more than anything was just how hard-nosed he was defensively. His offensive opportunities have really worked out recently, but he is not known to be a consistent, knockdown scorer, but such a great athlete. If you could get Gillespie or him on the fast break, I think you can take advantage of that even more. And you guys talked about Troy Henderson, a great opportunity for him as well. One of the research that I did, guys, we were going to talk about if we can do it now, was the assist to turnover ratio, which a lot of people listen and go, "What does that mean? How's that significant?" Well, if a strong goal for a player to as far as assist to turnover ratio is 2-to-1, meaning you want to have 2 assists to every 1 turnover. That's how that's measured. And if you're a 3-to-1 ratio, that's considered elite. Now, Henderson, I looked all this up yesterday. He is almost a 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, the top in the team, no doubt. He would be the top in the conference if he had enough time played. And just to give you a comparison, Boswell is 2.55-to-1. Gillespie's 2.35-to-1. Abram is 2.29-to-1. But here's one that stood out that no one's talking about. Ament, 1.06-to-1. What does that say? He's turned the ball over a lot compared to giving out an assist. That's another concern, guys, that we haven't addressed.
I'm pausing for a moment of silence on that. The significance of tonight's game. Go ahead, Bri.
Why hasn't Henderson played more, do you think, to this point?
Well, that's a great – I mean, I always go back to why guys aren't playing is practice. How are they fitting in practice? What is he doing in practice? Is it effort? You know, because the guys are going to make turnovers, but when obviously the staff knows these statistics and they look at them, they look through them, but it just goes back to practice. How consistent? Something as simple as not talking on defense, just not being, once again, being vocal, taking charge. You know, you really don't like guys out on the court that are very passive throughout. He seems kind of a passive type of player to me that I've witnessed. But if he keeps getting the results that he has, I think, you give him a shot. That's what I think.
Tonight's game's really, really, really huge. Here's why. You look at Tennessee's schedule, it's no rest for the weary. They've got a front-loaded schedule. It's a tough year, to introduce all these new players, and obviously it's become a pickup sport. But, John, try this on for size. Saturday, you're at Florida. That will be a brutally hard game for this team to win, the way they're currently constructed and going. That's a noon start down there. Then they turn around. They have Texas A&M here on Tuesday, obviously a winnable game. Then you get a Kentucky team that's absolutely searching for anything, and that's been a weird series down through the years. And then you get an Alabama team that is an excellent basketball team. And so you want to come out of this stretch, you got to go down there to Coleman Coliseum. You have got to win tonight. You lose tonight, and it's a red flag basketball game for this team, I believe.
Yeah, but you could say that about most teams in the SEC, Tony. You just need to win on your home court. I think Tennessee has a nice home court advantage. I think it matches up. Mark's broken it down pretty well against Texas. And even against Florida, though, on the road. I watched Florida lose to Missouri. Florida has issues in the backcourt.
Tons of them.
It won a national championship last year because it had this great front line. It had a guard who could take over the game.
Yes.
Doesn't have that now. It doesn't have nor does it have what Arkansas has in Darius Acuff, a guard that could take over the game. So, that to me, Tennessee's not going to go get down there and get beat by 30 like it did last year. It could win that game. So you try and get some road wins and hold court at hold serve at home.
John, you lose tonight, you're going to start 0-3 because that's just the way